I'm gonna be honest with all of you. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you and myself. I fell off. I fell off hard. I'm not talking about my channel. I'm not talking about my YouTube channel. I'm not talking about my video quality or anything like that. I'm talking about in general, in my life. I fell off. I mean, compared to the summer of 2023, that's when it all really started. Basically just early in mid 2023 is when it all really started. You remember, in my old videos, I was freaking fat, bro. I was overweight, obese. I was super fat. I'm not gonna lie. But I decided to change that one day. I'm not gonna go into detail, but I just didn't want to be a fatty anymore. I didn't want to be fat anymore. I'm gonna be real. All right? So I decided I'd put in the work. I'd start going on jogs, start running, right? I also start working out more. This is where I started working out. At this point, I started working out, started eating a little better. Because the whole reason I got fat in the first place, because I did everything wrong. I just sat around all day playing video games and eating garbage, eating Domino's, playing Fortnite all day with the homies. But the thing is, playing with the homies can be good, but for me, it was very bad. Because all my homies were fit and healthy and athletic, because they took it in moderation. They eat great. They didn't hop on the game as much. They went outside, they had sports, they had a good time. They actually lived their lives. But me, Fortnite, or whatever video game I played back then, that was basically my day-to-day. That was everything. Like, seriously. I just sat there all day, playing video games, and just eating garbage all day. I didn't even get a glimpse of sunlight at all. But, you see, then one day, I decided it was enough. Sounds a little corny how I said that, but I'm being serious here. This is not a funny video. This is no time for jokes, bro. I'm not playing games today. I wanted it to change. I was just so frustrated and tired of being overweight. So, I decided to actually put in the work. I decided to take action. Started to dedicate to the goal, to the passion, right? So I worked out, I jogged, I ate better, I did more and more things, I did all these things. And eventually, it paid off. After months of hard work, basically, from October 2022 to May 2023, that's when the weight loss was going through. And it worked. It actually worked. All the hard work paid off. Look at this. All the hard work paid off, right? That's not fat. See? One chin. You see that, right? Not fat. Okay. But then, June came around, right? Summer of 2023. That is when I started getting into the weightlifting aspect of it all. Into the bodybuilding, muscle gaining part of it all. That's the thing. So I started lifting weights, going to the gym, doing home workouts, stuff like that. I was new to it all. Okay? But see, the thing that is so great about that part is that I was dedicated. I was committed. I wanted to do that. I wanted to get there. Alright? That's the thing. And basically, all was well. I was putting in all the work I needed to put in up to November 2023. It was wintertime. The snow was out. It was getting colder. And I got sick. I was sick for a whole week. Alright? And so obviously, I had to take a break from working out. Right? Just for the week, right? You'd think. 'Cause I'm sick. No. No, actually. I didn't just stop working out for the week. Just the comfort and just taking a break from the whole working out aspect. I got too content. I became too comfortable. And so basically, I never really got to that point. I can never really bring that drive back ever since. Ever since that week I got sick, I didn't feel like working out anymore. I didn't want to anymore. Because I was too used to the comfort of just sitting in bed doing nothing because of my sickness. And see, now that the sickness is over, it wasn't a physical sickness. Now, it was sort of a mental and emotional sickness, right? So, after that point, it all went downhill from there. Yeah, I did eventually pick up working out again, but I didn't do it as consistently. I didn't put in as much effort. I didn't do it as well. I didn't do it as much as I should. And the breaks in between were too long. To this day, that still frustrates me. How I became so content with that laziness and that comfort. It wasn't lazy when I was sick, but every point after that was laziness. Because you could work out. I could work out. I could get back to the grind, but I didn't. Because I became conformed to the comfort. To this day, that makes me so mad. I couldn't come back. And it's been like that for a very long time. Like, I fell off. That's just how it's been. Ever since that point, I fell off. It hurts to say, it hurts my heart really, but there's no way around it. I fell off. I'm gonna be honest. I fell off. And that really upsets me. But I feel like now is the time that I gotta hop back on. All that time I spent falling off, now I gotta hop back on. Like, it's the thing. It's more than just short bursts of motivation now. It's more than just losing a little fat by doing a little bit of running now. Now, it's serious. Now it's complicated. Now, you need to try. Back then, when I was on the grind, I was very motivated. I had my eyes and my mind set on that goal of losing that weight and getting in decent shape. That was my goal. I had that in mind. I wouldn't stop until I got there. And guess what? I did it. I'm not fat anymore. But the problem is, my mind kind of stopped there. Once I hit that one goal, I didn't have that mental capacity to make a new one, to keep going past that goal. I didn't have enough room to make a new goal because I was so content with the victory of my last goal. I don't want it to be like that anymore. It feels so disrespectful to myself, to my loved ones, to the people who believe in me. It feels so disrespectful to my potential. And see, now I have a new goal. A new goal, which is to just improve all around. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Just improve my overall being. Now, unfortunately, I'm not in that state where I was so determined to hit my goal again. But see, it's not all about the determination and the motivation and the want. Just the basic want. You have to be disciplined. You need the discipline. It's not enough for me to just want this goal anymore. I have to be disciplined. I have to need the goal. I have to just get at it, regardless of how I feel. And this goes for you too. If you're struggling to stay consistent with the goal, if you're struggling to hit a goal, if you're struggling to keep on track, or do what you need to do, it's more than the motivation. It's more than the want. It's more than the pitiful desire. You need to hit that goal. You need to put in the work. You need to do whatever you need to do. It's not a want. This isn't a game. This isn't just something you want to do because it would be kind of nice. No. Now is the time. And another thing. After I fell off, I've tried so many times to just find a good point to start back up again. Like certain dates, certain days of the week, certain events. But no. There really is no good time to start. There is no perfect time to start. There never has been. There never will be a perfect time to start. People may think, oh, January 1st, oh, I'll do it Monday. Oh, I'll do it later. No. You think this is a certain time to start. Maybe tomorrow. That's the thing. You have to do it today. You gotta start now. Whatever you want to do, whatever's been on your mind, whatever you think that you need to wait for the right time for, you gotta do it now. Because today, if you let it slip away from you, if you let it slip away from your mind like that, if you want to wait for the right time, then today becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. Next month becomes in a year. And a year becomes years, and so on and so forth. But when will you? When will you at all? At that point, never. Because you're always waiting for the stars to align. You're always waiting for the perfect time. You're always waiting for that miracle to happen, that catalyst, that saving grace. But no. You have to start now. Today. Like this moment. You have to start now. Because if you don't start now, then when? There is no tomorrow. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Tomorrow is not promised. You have to do this now. Because if you don't do this now, then you never will. I'm sorry. That's the truth. If you don't think you can do it now, then you won't ever. Because really, there's nothing you can't do. There's things you won't do, but there isn't something that you can't do. There are things that I won't do, but there isn't something that I can't do. You and I can do anything we put our minds to. Anything. You can climb Mount Everest. You can hit that new PR. You can get that girl or boy you've been talking to. You can hit those goals. You can overcome those obstacles. You can quit that addiction. You and I, whatever we're facing. I have problems of my own. You don't need to get into I don't need to get into detail. But I'm sure you have problems of your own too. And you're never going to overcome those problems if you don't start taking action. You have to stop thinking about your problems. You have to stop talking about solutions. You have to start enacting solutions. You have to start taking action, making decisions, doing it now. See, the key to recovering from a fall off is to hop back on. I fell off, and now is a good time to hop back on. It doesn't get simpler than that. I fell off, so now I'm going to get back on. And you should do the same. You need to do it. You have to. You need to. This isn't a game. You have to do this now. Because if you don't do it now, then when? If you don't do it now, then when?